Nike's biggest star found a new home after the company's market value dropped by billions. The Wilson scandal went viral online today, and supporters are clamoring for Nike to respond. Basketballs are in stock. They've got another one. Yes, that's right. They've got another one for you, as you can see here. This is really cool. This is celebrating her record to triple doubles. But as you can see on here, Boom is about that. I'll show it. However, this is more than simply another collaboration. Hidden records show why Nike has been keeping the facts to themselves. Since Michael Jordan departed Nike in 2012, the company has been going through its worst period, and Caitlin Clark's most recent action could be the last straw. Nike struck absolute gold when they signed Caitlin Clark to an 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal. So, why in the world are they ignoring her? Not only is Nike's decision to disregard Caitlin Clark's quick ascent puzzling, but it has been disastrous for years. One of the most marketable players to emerge from collegiate basketball, Caitlin has set records, drawn large crowds, and dominated the game. The story of women's basketball. Many people are shocked to learn that she is partnering with Wilson rather than Nike. This isn't just a mistake. It's a clear illustration of how Nike's approach, or lack thereof, is hurting their income and image. It looks like Nike has officially overlooked Caitlin Clark's signature shoe because Paige is about to drop one. With Caitlin's new collection, Wilson has taken the basketball world by storm. It's not just a hit. It's a sensation. When her basketball line's first drop went live in September, it sold out in less than 40 minutes. Most double-doubles by a guard in a season. You can see the 2 triple-doubles thing there as well. When Clark's basketball collection by Wilson first went on sale back in September, it took like 40 minutes. I think they had a couple of launches on some other balls as well, because there were multiple. Tens of thousands of pieces were reportedly sold, which is an extraordinary accomplishment for a product affiliated with the WNBA. And it just kept selling out right away. The numbers were reportedly in the tens of thousands per Sports Business Journal. Wilson is playing the game correctly, making the most of Caitlin's enormous fame and demonstrating to the world how endorsements should be handled. But Nike is mute, has no campaigns, no signature items, and doesn't even acknowledge the accomplishments of its star athletes. This gap is obvious, and fans are beginning to notice. This past Monday, Wilson Basketball took to their social media to share the restock alert. This is about the ideas of sponsorship, not simply about basketballs or sneakers. Historically, Nike has centered its brand upon sportsmen who reinvent their sports: Michael Jordan, Serena Williams, Tiger Woods, and LeBron James. Nike has previously benefited from Caitlin Clark's ability to attract fans, smash viewing records, and change the role of women in sports. So, why the radio silence? She fits right into that history and is more than simply a player. She is a cultural phenomenon. You must examine Nike's past in order to comprehend its error. In the past few years, Nike has made numerous mistakes regarding the management of elite athletes in women's sports. Another up-and-coming basketball sensation, Paige Bueckers, was also disregarded in spite of her enormous popularity and indisputable talent. When Caitlin signed with Nike, many expected her to be the brand's face. But it seems like politics, favoritism, and fear of backlash have taken precedence. This is because Nike failed to launch any major campaigns around her, allowing other brands to take advantage of the void. Then there is Aya Wilson, who is clearly talented and deserves her accolades, but Nike seems to go above and beyond to appease her. Not to mention the social media outcry that followed the announcement of Caitlin Clark's $28 million Nike deal. Many people criticized the fact that Caitlin, a white athlete, was getting a signature shoe deal while other worthy WNBA players, especially black athletes like Aya Wilson, had not. The backlash was intense, and Nike's response was eerily silent. They haven't even hinted at a Caitlin Clark product, much less launched one. This begs the question of whether Nike is too afraid of controversy to make wise business decisions. It appears that Wilson is taking advantage of every chance while Nike pauses. Their approach is simple but successful. They highlight Caitlin Clark's abilities and accomplishments without overanalyzing the optics. Fans have responded favorably to this straightforward yet effective strategy, and many are now doubting Nike's priorities. Wilson and Caitlin's collaboration is more than simply a commercial success. It's a declaration that they are prepared to stand by athletes who are shattering stereotypes in spite of the commotion. Beyond the obvious financial success, Wilson is accomplishing something even more important. They are solidifying Caitlin Clark's place in basketball history. Every product launch, every restock, and every sold-out collection adds to her legacy, making her an even bigger star. Fans are clearly swarming to the Caitlin Clark collection, and the sales figures speak for themselves. To put it mildly, Nike's unwillingness to follow suit is perplexing, and not just fans are annoyed with the company. Insiders in the action industry have also expressed their worries. Many have noted that Nike's decision to forego releasing a Caitlin Clark product is not only a lost chance, but also an indication of more serious problems within the organization. Some have even conjectured that Nike's preoccupation with averting controversy has caused them to become so cautious that they are losing out on clear victories. Others blame internal politics and competing objectives for the same outcome, regardless of the cause. One of the most startling elements of this issue is the time frame, which shows that Nike is mishandling one of the largest opportunities in women's sports. Even though Caitlin signed a contract with Nike months ago, no progress has been made on a signature sneaker or any other important product. The stark contrast with LeBron James, who signed with Nike as a rookie and had a signature shoe ready for his NBA debut, begs the question of whether Nike has truly become so inefficient that it takes years to launch a product, or if there is another factor at play. Some have even suggested that Nike's reluctance to back Caitlin Clark stems from a fear of criticism, controversy, and upsetting other athletes. But it is costing them. The longer Nike waits, the more harm is done to their reputation. And the annoyance isn't limited to Caitlin Clark. It's also about what her circumstances represent. Sadly, people are losing faith in the brand, and rivals like Wilson are filling the hole. Nike's handling of Caitlin Clark reveals a very different side of the brand, one that is hesitant, reactive, and out of touch. This isn't the Nike that fans fell in love with. Rather, it's a company that is losing its edge. Nike has always been the company that takes risks, pushes boundaries, and sets trends. Wilson's success with Caitlin Clark serves as a clear reminder of what Nike might have achieved if they had taken advantage of Caitlin's fame and talent. Wilson has not only strengthened their reputation but also made it apparent that they stand by athletes who are shattering stereotypes. Conversely, Nike appears to be mired in the past, holding on to antiquated tactics and unable to adjust to the shifting sports endorsement market. As we move forward, it's obvious that Nike needs to make some significant adjustments, and I work very hard to make videos for you guys. Please subscribe to my channel and share video. Nike's hesitancy continues to perplex fans. But this is not the first time the company has displayed cracks in its once unshakable foundation. Over the past few years, Nike has struggled to navigate controversies, losing ground to competitors like Adidas and now Wilson. The Cait Clark situation is a wake-up call not only for Nike but for the entire sports industry. Athletes like Caitlin deserve better, and brands that fail to recognize this will be left behind. Wilson and Caitlin Clark's collaboration is more than just a business arrangement. It is a stark critique of Nike's waning power and strategic errors. With millions of viewers and attendance records broken, Caitlin Clark's WNBA debut season is shattering expectations and isn't slowing down. Nike, a company that ostensibly thrives on matching up with generational talent, is eerily silent despite her games routinely outperforming those of other players in the league, demonstrating that her marketability is more than just hype. No advertisements or campaigns. Fans are left asking why there has been no progress. Nike officially cited the need for careful planning and manufacturing as the reason for the postponement of the release of a Caitlin Clark product. Why does it take years for Caitlin Clark to make her NBA debut while history shows that Nike had a signature shoe ready for LeBron James just months after he graduated from high school? The discrepancy is obvious, and supporters are not accepting the justifications. Even worse is the idea that Nike's hesitancy is due to a fear of upsetting their well-known athletes, a fear of social media backlash, or a fear of controversy. For example, rumors about A'ja Wilson, a Nike athlete and WNBA MVP, indicate that internal pressure to give A'ja priority has contributed to her being overlooked, even though A'ja surely deserves recognition. It is detrimental to believe that one athlete's success must come at the expense of another. This lose-lose scenario demonstrates Nike's incapacity to efficiently manage its squad. The problem is further made worse by the social media outrage against Caitlin's $28 million deal. Critics claim that Caitlin's race contributed to her landing such a rich contract, pointing out that no other Black WNBA players had ever landed a deal like that. Nike chose to remain silent in the face of the loud and relentless reaction rather than confronting the issues head-on or strengthening their support for Caitlin. Nike withdrew into the shadows, leaving Caitlin and her supporters in the dark. Wilson, on the other hand, has fully embraced Caitlin and demonstrated that by concentrating on Caitlin's skill and marketability, It is feasible to celebrate an athlete's accomplishments without becoming overwhelmed by outside noise. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark, though. It's about a larger pattern of poor management at Nike over the years, as the company has repeatedly failed to capitalize on the potential of women's sports. Wilson has transformed what could have been a contentious situation into a resounding success, leading to a sold-out product line, skyrocketing revenues, and a devoted fan base. Despite having a sizable fan base, Paige Brewers, one of the most gifted and well-liked collegiate basketball players of her day, was also disregarded since Nike didn't mount any meaningful campaigns around her, which let rivals quickly fill the hole. Nike's hesitation to support Caitlin Clark is more than simply a lost chance. It's a sign of more serious problems within the business. The brand, which previously took pride in being audacious and creative, now appears to be stuck in a state of indecision. Fans aren't the only ones observing Nike's deterioration. The firm has lost its way and is now putting politics above performance and fear over strategy. This isn't the Nike of the past, the brand that redefined sports sponsorships with Michael Jordan and Serena Williams. Industry professionals have also voiced their disapproval of the company due to its antiquated endorsement strategy. Numerous people have noted that Nike is missing out on clear victories because of their excessive caution in trying to avoid controversy. Others have hypothesized that internal politics and competing priorities are to blame. Wilson and other rivals are filling the hole left by Nike's decline. There is a noticeable sense of discontent among fans. Comments on Nike's treatment of Caitlin Clark are all over social media. Some have demanded that Caitlin end her contract and sign with a company that genuinely appreciates her talent, while others have criticized the irony of Nike's tagline, "Just do it." Wilson's success with Caitlin Clark serves as a perfect example of how to manage endorsements by leveraging Caitlin's popularity and talent. Wilson has made a strong statement in addition to enhancing its brand. They exist to assist athletes who are shattering stereotypes. Caitlin's legacy grows with each new product introduction, sold-out collection, and fan interaction, further solidifying her status as a household name. Given that Caitlin's collaboration with Wilson is still thriving, Nike's refusal to follow suit is not just perplexing, but a monumental failure. Nike's image suffers yet another setback. The company that previously controlled the sports endorsement market is currently attempting to win back the audience's trust. But it's becoming more and more obvious that Nike's finest days may be coming to an end. Wilson, on the other hand, is becoming a serious contender, demonstrating that in the cutthroat market of today, a cunning, audacious plan can nevertheless prevail. The Caitlin Clark case ought to act as a warning. The company must reevaluate its priorities and reconsider how it handles endorsements. There aren't many athletes like Caitlin Clark, so not taking advantage of her potential is more than simply a lost chance. It's an indication of more serious issues within the business. If Nike doesn't take immediate action, they run the risk of losing Caitlin as well as their reputation in the sports industry. As Caitlin continues to set records and reshape the role of women in athletics, her journey is far from over, and her collaboration with Wilson is only getting started. One thing is certain. Brands that aren't afraid to take chances will be the ones of the future. Prioritize performance over politics and embrace brilliance. Wilson benefits from Nike's collapse, and the sports world is watching to see how this story develops. Thanks for watching, and subscribe this channel.